What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? And in this tutorial I am going to show you how I paint up a typical zombie dog from the Resident Evil 2 the board game set. Before us we have a zombie dog. I've done a couple of tests, but I will state that all models were primed, well, the monster's side anyway, primed with surface grey, well, just the normal grey, the 601 grey primer from Vallejo, and I hand brushed it on, and as you can see it's not a thick coverage. But what I'm going to do first part of this tutorial is aimed at getting the skin, the main skin, and for this I'm going to use the Citadel contrast paint Gore Grunter Fur. Now you can change it up. You can use skeleton horde, you can use snakebite leather, or some other type of wood type thing. I'm going to be using a Army Painter base coating brush here, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm just shaking up the paint. I'm going to be avoiding the rib areas. I'll just take them over there. See here the ribbed area, like the exposed rib cage of the beast here. And if you look on the other side, there are areas. It's pretty much up to you, because we can add the blood effects later, but we're just going in straight from the pot with our Gore Grunter Fur, and I'm being slightly careful around the opening. Come back a little ways from it if you're worried about it, because the blood can always spill over. That's no problem, and you can always touch it up later on. So here we're just be very careful with our Gore Grunter Fur. Some going on the top here, like so. On his shoulder and leg to be fine. So cover him, the rest of him, in a good coverage of Gore Grunter Fur. And you'll be able to see at this stage how effective this is. So these are, I don't know how powerful these beasts are at this stage. I'm still learning about the game, but I'm sure they'll have different nuances to the regular zombies, otherwise why have them, other than the fact that they are in the game anyway. I've gone over that bit now, that's fine. I'll miss a bit there though. I think I'll have a chunk bitten out of him there, because I think that'll look good. I think I'll have his underside more uniform with the colour. Trust me to pick one of the dogs that's probably a little harder to get to underneath. That's just typical, especially when I'm trying to paint on camera. Not the easiest of things. There we go. So just doing this in a bit of real time. Knocking the camera there. I'm doing it in real time because it's contrast paint. So there we go. That's pretty much where I want to be. There. So he's got a nice, well, I did forget that his foot there. Don't want to leave any places behind there, so not that matters too much. You see, I'll go back. Anything that you miss, like a patch, you can just put blood on. Yeah. So there, I've got a nice big chunk bitten out of his side there, and one there. This could be how they were turned into zombie dogs. Who knows? I mean, that's seems logical to me. But there we are. And then we're going to wait for that to dry. Right, now we're not quite dry, but we're dry enough in the main areas here, so he's still drying down by his feet. But what we're going to do is we're going to come in with a lighter colour first, which makes sense. So we're coming in with another contrast paint, Blood Angels Red. 1-to-1 mix, or 50-50, however you want to do it, with the Citadel Colour Contrast Medium. So let that thin down a bit. And we're just going to place that over his rib cage here and any surrounding areas, like so. And this will have a nice effect, and we'll darken up the centre later on. See a bit there I missed. Just blob some of the blood there too. Same on the other side, just coming in with the Dark Angels Red, like so, and just blob it on a couple of areas, like that. And that's good. There we are. Once again, wait for that to dry. Alright, next we're going to come in with some Flesh Tearers Red, because it's darker than the Blood Angels Red, and it will break up the contrasted area. It'll give it a little bit of interest there. So we're just opening up the pot for that. And it's straight from the pot. Just gonna dab a bit on in the center there, and over here. Just wash my brush off, dry that off, soak up some of that. Went on a little heavy there, so there we go. That's it. So now these paints don't take too long to dry either, so that's always a good thing. And this is just a board game, don't forget. And you know, you're not going to be going too crazy on detail with this. And as it's the Resident Evil board game, I'm just going to simply paint the bases black, and which is what I probably will do next, because there's not too much else going on there. So this will help him to blend in with the board tiles. Okay, now I'm going to be concentrating on the eyes next rather than the base, because I like the way that goes better. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing too crazy. I'm just going to be doing a couple of dots of white, and the white I'm going to be using is Game Colour Arctic White. I've switched my brush out for my new brushes that I got recently from Amazon, W-Lot 30. So I've got smaller brushes, but they have a nice point. I think the triangulated handle will be good. And so, moment of truth, can I do this on camera? Just a tiny dot. One in there. One here. There we go. That's not bad, actually. Let me just wash my brush out, because it's such a small brush head on it. It'll dry quickly if I don't act quickly. And yeah, you know, for a board game, I'm cool with that. I'm pretty cool with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I quite like that. Let's move on then. Let's do his base. We'll go to Abaddon Black for that. Now I'm going to paint all my Resident Evil miniatures. Oh, by the way, I'm going back to... Am I going back to that brush, or am I going with a bigger brush? I'll go with a bigger brush, I think. I'm going to paint all my Resident Evil miniatures. You know, up to a certain standard at least. Okay, to put my paint where I can easily access it. Sorry, I'm using my phone to film this. So straight from the pot, because there's no texture or anything to worry about here. Now I suspect these bases will need a couple of coats. That's okay. That really is okay, because they're going to need to be quite hard wearing. They'll probably take some wear and tear as I game with them. Just manoeuvring the model around so that I can access all parts of the race. You've seen me paint this up in total real time. Just a few minutes in between each shot to allow the former colour to dry. It's mostly been with contrast paints. It's just these last two. I'm going to add probably a couple other areas of interest on it once it's done. So I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'll give the base a second coat. Okay. I'm going back to white now, the same white, and I'm just going to touch up his teeth here. You can see that. Fangs come together. It's almost like he's smiling there, but we'll change that. Alright. Okay, I'm just going to try and fix his teeth, like give it some definition with a bit of non-oil gloss. Just a really tiny amount. So I'm going to use my Army Painter character brush for that. Very small hum. Just to... shadow to the teeth there. Okay, excellent. Right, sticking with the same brush, I'm going to come in with black again, but this time I'm going with Dead Black from my Zombicide paint set. Just seems fitting somehow. Seriously though, no, I wanted to thin it down a bit, make it a lot thinner than the Abaddon Black. I know I could thin that down, but didn't want to. Anyway, just doing the tips of the nose here with my Dead Black. Sorry for the shaky camera. While you're ahead, and that's him pretty much done. Okay, and here we have the finished article, one zombie dog for use in the board game Resident Evil 2. Now that was that paint color scheme. Of course, you can vary the base color, like with this on, which his main color skin was Skeleton Horde. This one which was Gore Grunter Fur, and this one which was no, they were both Gore Grunter Fur. Gore Grunter Fur and a skeleton horde. Yeah, so there you go. That's my zombie dog, and it gives a little bit of variation to the colour. So this is the one we did the tutorial for. Very simple, nothing complicated about it. Like I say, it's a board game, and I just wanted something. Didn't want them to be all exactly the same, you know, so that slight differences. And I'm hoping to be able to emulate that effect with the regular zombies, the lickers, and of course, well, the boss characters are all individual anyway. But yeah, the lickers and any other monsters I may come across in my Resident Evil endeavors. Anyway, that's it. That's my tutorial for painting Resident Evil 2 zombie dogs. And thank you ever so much for joining me and watching. Oh, the other one was a Fire Slayer Flesh. What was the other one? Fire Slayer Flesh. Yes. Not Flesh Tearers Red. Yeah, so we've got this one which is Skeleton Horde. Sorry, that's the one which was Skeleton Horde. This one which was Gore Grunter Fur. This one which was Fire Slayer Flesh. And the one we did was Gore Grunter Fur. So I've got two Gore Grunter Furs there and a Fire Slayer Flesh. Not a lot of difference between them, but with that extra one there. And who knows, in the future, maybe there will be more. Whether I decide to do some further highlights on them in the future, maybe not. I don't know. Was it worth it for like a game of this size and, you know, scale? I'm thinking no, it's probably not worth it. But that's a quick and easy way of doing zombie dogs for Resident Evil 2 using primarily contrast paints. I didn't want to put pupils in their eyes. I wanted them to remain white. It's more zombie-like, and to me it just fits in better with the whole zombie theme. Got to make these dogs look, you know, something to be feared. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you on another video, hopefully another tutorial. Bye for now. Bye bye.